Hello, everybody. Scott Golden here with the Superstars of Wrestling Review Series, August 11th, 1990. And as I mentioned, August is a pretty ready month. I think all four are here. What seems to be the debut or close to it of the Legion of Doom will kick us off this week. Animal and Hawk, of course, have been big since about 83, 84, across just about every other territory. And they are brought in to do battle with the Legion of Doom and the Demolition Team being the focal point. Obviously, an inset promo from Demolition promising to get rid of the LOD. Animal is dominant during the first little bit. Hawk comes in, hits a shoulder tackle, and just about pops out of his boots here. Leaping shot, and again, big body slam by Hawk, and the talent, the enhancement talent, certainly getting dominated here. Um, some rather large shots from Hawk and Animal, Irish whips and drop kicks by Animal. And obviously, the Legion of Doom goes on to become tag team champions here, but you wouldn't have necessarily known it by the way they're handled in the enhancement talent match. A lot of questions about whether they can handle Demolition even here. Big clothesline from the shoulders. Doomsday Device 1, 2, 3. Gene Okerlund up next, and he is endorsing the American Switch from last week of Nikolai Volkov. Volkov, of course, spending time, saying the Pledge of Allegiance, receiving an award, and then we see an inset promo from Hacksaw Duggan and Volkov. Volkov looks happy to be an American, and we are all pretty happy with that. Then we see what looks to be out of MASH Sergeant Slaughter saying he's going to come to SummerSlam. He's going to get some sort of medal from Brother Love. He's also pretty sure that he's going to eradicate the world of Nikolai Volkov and other betraying Americans. Then we go to the Texas Tornado and Iron Mike Shark. Tornado in this role, this close to SummerSlam, kind of surprising. Still a bit of a throwaway match here, and you wouldn't think that they would put the man that they expect to be the Intercontinental Champion in this type of role, but it is what it is, and Irish whips and clothesline by the Texas Tornado. Tornado with several shots, and again manages to come up with both the claw and, more importantly, the discus punch. 1, 2, 3 for the Texas Tornado. Bobby Heenan out next with Kurt Hennig. Hennig stepping through the ropes as your Intercontinental Champion. Hennig going into SummerSlam. Still, I don't think at this particular juncture knows who his opponent is. This is a couple of weeks away from SummerSlam. Does an inset where he doesn't know necessarily who the opponent is. And I don't necessarily know why they did that. I know that the Brutus Beefcake thing is an issue, but I think maybe there's also some wonder about where that's going. Inset promo for Hennig. Hennig hits a knee lift, the inverted neck snap, and the perfect flex for the victory. That's pretty quick and easy. This is the match, post-match, where the Texas Tornado makes his way out and makes his challenge for the Intercontinental Championship in about 2 weeks' time, a little more, a little less. And obviously that is accepted a little bit later in the upcoming. The pump for the flag match, again in the event center. Nikolai Volkov, Boris Zukov, not good matches. I got to see one live. Yeah, not a fan. They were abysmally bad, but Volkov seems very happy with his run here. Hercules and Hillbilly Jim up next. Hercules basically says that Jim doesn't know anything about power and influence. Then we go to a SummerSlam report, Gene Okerlund gives us, that so far what we have for SummerSlam is a pretty stacked card if you think about it. Obviously, Warrior and Rude, Hogan and Earthquake, Nikolai Volkov and Jim Duggan versus the Orient Express. So playing on nationalistic U.S. pride, which again doesn't it never made sense to me. A match that does eventually get changed, and that is Tito Santana and Rick Martel. Sergeant Slaughter on a Brother Love show, and then the Rockers and Power and Glory. Power and Glory teaming up just a little while ago, so that's a pretty quick thing. Sherry and Sapphire and the American Dream and the Macho King, and obviously the Dream in his promo talks about getting even with the Macho King. Little bit of wonder about the gifts for Sapphire, but they really don't do that. Finish that storyline until SummerSlam itself. Hearts and Demolition in a basic, 2-on-2 supposed. Again, they have not announced the official opponent for Mr. Perfect quite yet. Big Boss Man will be the referee against Jake Robertson, Bad News Brown. Bobby Heenan talks about the cage match with Rick Rude. Rude promises he's already beaten the Warrior once for the Intercontinental Championship. He can do so for the World Championship. The Earthquake says that he will squash and end Hulk Hogan as he's promised to do before. Tugboat and Hulk Hogan talk about coming back and Hogan coming back and the difference that Hogan has seen in the fans and his reception in a positive note, in a positive way. He has no fear of the Earthquake, and Gene Okerlund basically closes on that note. $1 Million Man Ted DiBiase, who in time for SummerSlam 90 really doesn't have a whole lot going on, so he's got an enhancement match here, some arm drags and the like, really basic stuff. He's bouncing around a little bit for the enhancement talent. And, up and over, round and through. Monkey flip by the enhancement guy and a hip toss. DiBiase manages to catch a good power slam. DiBiase then hooks the $1 Million Dream. 1, 2, 3. Drops out of the arm, and it is over. Ultimate Warrior promises to eradicate Rick Rude at SummerSlam. Basically says the Warriors will lead him to victory as they have done so many times before. Brother Love obviously reasonably chastened and scared of the Warrior. Coco Ware comes out next. Coco Ware, obviously a pretty big person of challenge. His tag partner, and he faced the Orient Express. Orient Express still considered a pretty big deal. Coco doesn't manage to get in a bunch of losses. Enhancement talent, relatively nameless individual here. Pat Tanaka and Sato still your Orient Express. Sato, I think, gone by the beginning of 91 in favor of Kato, but a back kick by Tanaka, and then they hit their finish, which at this time I believe is a suplex combination. Demolition talks about an upcoming 6-man tag with Duggan and the Hart Foundation in a 6-man tag team match against all 3 members of Demolition, who again here, at least for another couple weeks, are your tag team champions. Then we move into a little bit more chaos with the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes, and the Macho King. That's a pretty big deal. Big Boss Man makes his way out and about, and Bad News Brown is not impressed in an inset promo where he basically says that he will in fact deal with the Boss Man if he needs to. Boss Man whips the man around. His opponent runs through, and I think it's Paul Diamond in this particular match. Kick to the top of the head or right into the face, and a Boss Man slam. 1, 2, 3, Big Boss Man. Get your victory once again here. Superfly Jimmy Snuka has an upcoming match with Rick Martel. Martel and Snuka have a little mini feud, doesn't last too long. Randy Savage hyping his run around the country with the American Dream Dusty Rhodes, and Brother Love promises to make sure that Elizabeth doesn't interfere and make sure that Sherry, the King and Queen, Queen Sherry, King Macho King Savage are victorious here, and that is the plug for the August 18th Boston Garden show. We will continue right after this. Let me just clarify that this was August 18th. The date was wrong in front of me.